The name game begins. HBO Max is back. Remember Max? Well, it seems like the streaming service world is playing a game of musical chairs with its names. Just when you thought you had it all figured out, Warner Bros. Discovery throws a curveball. Yeah, that didn't last long. Warner Bros. Discovery surprised everyone by announcing that Max is changing its name, back to HBO Max. This sudden shift has left many subscribers scratching their heads, wondering what prompted this decision. That's right, folks, what was once HBO Max, then briefly Max, is now HBO Max again. The rebranding saga continues, and it seems like the company is trying to find its true identity amidst a sea of streaming services. It's enough to make your head spin. Imagine being a loyal subscriber, trying to keep up with all these changes. One moment you're watching your favorite shows on HBO Max, the next moment it's just Max, and now it's back to HBO Max. It's a roller coaster ride, to say the least. This marks the 5th name change for HBO's streaming service in just 11 years. It's a testament to the ever-evolving landscape of digital entertainment and the constant quest for a brand identity that resonates with audiences. From HBO Go to HBO Now, to HBO Max to Max, and now back to HBO Max, the journey has been anything but straightforward. Each name change comes with its own set of challenges and confusions, both for the company and its subscribers. It's been a wild ride for subscribers trying to keep up. Every time they get used to one name, it changes again. It's almost like a game of tag, where the rules keep changing, and no one knows who's it. One can't help but wonder if WBD executives have a giant spinning wheel of streaming service names they use to make these decisions. Picture it, a room full of executives gathered around a colorful wheel, spinning it to decide the next name. It sounds absurd, but given the frequency of these changes, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Maybe they should consider a suggestion box next time. Let the subscribers have a say in what the service should be called. After all, they're the ones who have to navigate through these changes, or just stick with one name for more than 5 minutes. Just a thought. Consistency can go a long way in building brand loyalty and trust. Let's hope this time HBO Max is here to stay. Quality over quantity. Why the switchback? So, why the sudden change of heart? WBD CEO David Zaslav claims it's all about quality over quantity. In other words, they're putting the emphasis back on the HBO part of HBO Max. And let's be honest, the HBO brand carries a lot of weight. It's synonymous with prestige television, with shows that have won countless awards and dominated water cooler conversations for years. By bringing back the HBO name, WBD is hoping to remind subscribers that they're getting more than just another streaming service. They're getting HBO. A timeline of streaming confusion. From HBO Go to HBO Max again. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? HBO has been a household name for decades, known for its groundbreaking original programming and blockbuster movies. But when it comes to streaming, the journey has been anything but straightforward. It all started with HBO Go, the streaming service for HBO subscribers. Launched in 2010, HBO Go allowed existing HBO cable subscribers to stream content online, a revolutionary concept at the time. It was a game changer, offering the convenience of watching HBO's vast library of shows and movies on the go. Then came HBO Now, a standalone service for cord cutters. Introduced in 2015, HBO Now was designed for those who didn't want to pay for a traditional cable package. It offered the same content as HBO Go, but without the need for a cable subscription. This move was aimed at capturing the growing market of viewers who preferred streaming over cable. Then, in 2020, HBO Max burst onto the scene, combining HBO content with a wider library of movies and shows. HBO Max was more than just HBO. It included content from Warner Bros., New Line Cinema, DC, CNN, TNT, TBS, TRU-TV, Cartoon Network, and more. It was a bold move to create a one-stop shop for entertainment, aiming to compete with giants like Netflix and Disney+. But in 2023, in a move that left many scratching their heads, WBD decided to drop the HBO and simply call it Max. The rebranding was part of a strategy to broaden the service's appeal and distance it from the premium, sometimes niche, perception of the HBO brand. The reasoning? To avoid alienating potential subscribers who didn't associate HBO with the kind of broader entertainment Max offered. The idea was to create a more inclusive brand that could attract a wider audience, including families and younger viewers who might not be familiar with HBO's legacy. Now, just 2 years later, they're backtracking. The decision to drop the HBO name didn't sit well with many loyal subscribers and industry experts. The HBO brand, with its rich history and reputation for quality, proved to be too valuable to discard. It seems the powers that be have finally realized that the HBO brand is a valuable asset, not something to be discarded. The return to the HBO name signifies a recognition of the brand's strength and its importance in the competitive streaming landscape. As the streaming wars continue, HBO's journey serves as a reminder of the power of brand identity and the challenges of navigating an ever-evolving media landscape. Section 4. Corporate flip-flops. HBO Max isn't alone. HBO Max isn't the first company to have a change of heart, and it certainly won't be the last. In the fast-paced world of business, companies often make bold decisions that they believe will propel them forward. However, not all of these decisions pan out as expected. Sometimes these choices lead to significant backlash, forcing companies to backtrack and rethink their strategies. Remember Netflix's disastrous attempt to split its DVD and streaming services into two separate companies, with the DVD side being called Quickster. The idea was to streamline their operations and focus more on the burgeoning streaming market. However, the move was met with confusion and frustration from customers who didn't want to manage two separate accounts. Yeah, that didn't go over so well. The backlash was swift and severe, with many customers threatening to leave the service altogether. Netflix quickly realized their mistake and abandoned the Quickster plan, opting instead to keep both services under one roof. Or how about Coca-Cola's infamous New Coke debacle? In the 1980s, Coca-Cola decided to change its classic formula in an attempt to compete with Pepsi. They introduced New Coke, believing it would be a hit with consumers. The company thought it could improve on a classic formula. Spoiler alert, it couldn't. The reaction was overwhelmingly negative, with loyal customers demanding the return of the original formula. Coca-Cola had to quickly bring back the classic Coke, rebranding it as Coca-Cola Classic. And who could forget the outcry over the initial design for Sonic the Hedgehog in the live-action movie? Fans were horrified by the character's appearance, which looked nothing like the beloved video game icon. The internet erupted in horror, forcing the studio to go back to the drawing board and give Sonic a much-needed makeover. The redesign was a massive undertaking, but it paid off. The new Sonic design was well received, and the movie went on to become a box office success. This incident showed the power of fan feedback and the importance of listening to your audience. The point is, even the biggest companies make mistakes. It's a natural part of doing business. What sets successful companies apart is their ability to recognize these mistakes and take corrective action. This often involves swallowing their pride and admitting they were wrong, which can be a tough pill to swallow. The important thing is to be able to recognize those mistakes and correct them, even if it means admitting you were wrong. In the end, it's about learning from these experiences and using them to make better decisions in the future. Companies that can do this will not only survive, but thrive in the ever-changing business landscape. Section 5. Laughter and applause. The world reacts to HBO's reversal. As you can imagine, the internet had a field day with HBO Max's name change again. Jokes and memes flooded social media, with many poking fun at the streaming service's ever-changing identity. Even Hulu got in on the action, with a Hulu manager reportedly joking, "Maybe the fifth time will be the charm." But amidst the laughter, there was also a sense of relief. Many saw the return to HBO Max as a sign that WBD was finally starting to prioritize quality over quantity. Section 6. Show me the money, WBD's Q1 2025 results. So, how's HBO Max doing financially? Well, despite the name change confusion, WBD reported strong Q1 2025 results. The company added 5.3 million subscribers, bringing its total to a respectable 122.3 million. Streaming revenue also saw a healthy 8% increase, reaching $2.7 billion. These numbers suggest that despite the rocky road, there's still a strong appetite for what HBO Max has to offer. Now, if only they could stick with a name for more than 5 minutes. Section 7, Summer 2025. Brace yourselves for HBO Max. Again, when can we expect to see the return of the HBO Max name? WBD says the official change will happen sometime this summer, so keep an eye out for that app update on your favorite streaming device. And who knows, maybe they'll throw in a free month of service to apologize for all the confusion. A guy can dream, can't he?